Hey guys, Justin Bryan here from selfmadesuccess.com, and in this video I'm going to show you 16 small business marketing tips that will help you increase your traffic, get a better ROI, get more sales, and just brand your business the way you need to do it so that you can maximize business and reduce costs and reduce time that needs to be spent on minor tasks and help you run everything just more efficiently. So the first thing I would recommend you do is you start a blog for your website. So if you're a small business, you probably have a website. That's pretty much a given these days. People do their research on your website typically before they go even visit you in person. So whether you have an online business or whether you have a traditional brick and mortar business where people visit your store, you need to have a blog. A blog helps you rank better in search engines. It helps you get more traffic. It helps you get more potential customers. And it helps brand awareness because it gets more people to notice who you are by looking up different articles and different subjects in your industry, and your blog ranks these articles that you write, allowing you to show up in search results for potential customers that might want to be interested in your product. So you need to start a blog, and one great way to do this is to just do your research, figure out kind of what kind of blog you're going to have, read other blogs that are already successful, and to do that I would recommend you check out this article on Small Biz Trends called 12 Blogs Every Small Business Should Be Reading. It's a few blogs that have been around a long time that you can check out. They're very established audiences, they've been around a long time, and they're doing very well. And they will teach you all about small business. Also, you will learn how to structure a blog, how blog articles look when they're done correctly, things like that. So Quick Sprout, Harvard Business Review, there's quite a few great blogs on here that you can not only learn small business tips from, but can see the proper structure for a good blog. Number two is do Facebook ads. And the reason I'd say Facebook ads over, say, Google ads or Bing ads or solo ads is because Facebook ads have the best targeting of pretty much any ad platform out right now. Facebook ads tell you so much information, including things like people's interests, what kind of magazines they read, what kind of celebrities they like, what kind of job they might have, when their birthday is, what kind of friends they have. These are types of things that can really help your marketing. So I would recommend you go to digitalmarketer.com and check out this article. It's going to teach you all about how to properly target the perfect audience for your business on Facebook. It will help you get the most money, or help you get the most out of your money on Facebook ads, help you target very specific people that are most likely going to be customers. So it's called The Complete Guide to Facebook Ad Targeting, and it's a very in-depth article that teaches you all about age, languages, gender, locations, all aspects of Facebook targeting so that you can get the most out of Facebook ads. So check that out, and it'll definitely help you get more customers. Number three is you need to display your credibility. So marketing covers traffic and things like that and getting more customers, but it also has to do with your brand. It also has to do with getting people to trust you, and when they trust you, they are more likely to buy whatever it is you're selling. So to do this, to build credibility, one great way is to use your website, and you need to put whatever degrees, whatever certifications, whatever accomplishments you've had in your industry, and make it very visible and easy to find for people. So for instance, if you go to quicksprout.com, a very well-known blog by a very well-known marketer, Neil Patel, you just kind of trust him by going to his blog because you see his face, you see what the actual writer looks like, so you kind of get to picture the writer while reading his work. And he also talks about in his little about page section on his blog here all about the things he's done. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He's the co-founder of Crazy Egg, Hill Bar, and all these other companies. He's worked with companies like Amazon, NBC. He's a top influencer. I mean, he lists all the different things he's accomplished and why you should listen to him. And then, of course, you can go to his full about page by clicking continue reading. But he gives a picture of himself. He might give a picture of, say, the people who all work at your company, including yourself, and then you might list all the accomplishments and the certifications and the things that make you credible in your industry. And it can make a huge difference earning the trust of customers. Number 4, make a video channel. So if you're especially trying to target, say, millennials, videos are the future, and traffic is being geared more and more towards video. More and more people are using the internet from their phones now, and video is actually set up perfectly for viewing not only on computers but on tablets and smartphones as well. So younger audiences love video. They don't care to read as much as older audiences, and they also are optimized better for different devices, talking about video. So there's a great article on Convince and Convert, a very established marketing company, called How to Make a Successful YouTube Channel. You should read this if you want to figure out, what the top YouTubers do, what makes channels successful, what makes them fail, different tools you can use, different examples of popular videos, different types of channels, gives you the statistics that you can check out on social activity, things like that you can use to figure out what makes a successful channel. And this is just another way to make content to get more traffic. When you get more traffic for your business and get more branding, you'll get more customers. Number 5, you should build a social media presence. So every business needs to have some kind of social media profiles if you want to succeed in the future and now. Now, some traditional businesses might not do this much and get away with it, but in the future you won't. You'll go right out of business because people are on social media all the time. There's over 1 billion people on social media, and that's just on Facebook alone. Plus you have hundreds of millions on Instagram and Twitter and all these other ones. So that's a lot of traffic, and that's a lot of people that you could target. Your target audience is on social media. You just have to get in front of them. So whatever your small business is, you should be posting daily on social media, on the ones that really are more geared towards your industry. So say if you're a blog about small business, you would probably target, say, Twitter, for instance. Twitter is geared really well for blogs. Or if you are some kind of a interior designer or something, you would target Pinterest. Pinterest allows you to show images of the work you've done, before and after pictures and things like that, and it's very geared towards say home improvement and food and things like that. So socialmediaexaminer.com is one of the best overall social media marketing websites. It's one of the ones I trust the most to get my social media strategies from. I've learned a lot from them. They are very popular, and they have articles like this one called 12 Social Media Marketing Trends for Small Business that you should read. They have plenty of other ones. If you just search small business social media, you'll see a lot of articles from Social Media Examiner about how to kind of build your small business social media presence. And social media is becoming more and more important. So if you want to keep your business around for years to come, it's time to get started on social media by using some of the tactics you learn from Social Media Examiner and their articles. Number 6 is a podcast. A podcast is just another way you can build your audience, build your brand, and get more loyal customers. So this is basically like your own little radio show. And if you want to learn how to build a podcast, the best thing to do is to take the Podcaster's Paradise course. So they have these workshops, and it's from the podcast Entrepreneur on Fire by John Lee Dumas. You can check their website out at eofire.com or listen to their podcast on iTunes. But they have one of the better podcasts. They have a great template for doing it. They'll tell you all about what equipment to get. how to interview people, how to build an audience, and how to monetize it and make money from it. So if you want to get more traffic and you think maybe more of like a radio show type thing would be up your alley, then Podcaster's Paradise is the course I would recommend to learn how to do everything right and not shoot yourself in the foot when you get started. So check that out if you think your business would really do well with a podcast. So number 7, I've talked about many different ways to create content. Content gets you traffic, content gets you branding, but you need to also repurpose your content. You can take one blog post and turn it into about 150 different pieces of content if you do it right, if you repurpose right. You can take a blog post and turn it into a video or multiple videos. You can turn it into a podcast. You can turn it into a SlideShare presentation. You can share those on multiple websites. You can turn them into social media posts. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do with the same topic of conversation, with the same points that you make in one piece of content. You can repurpose it and put it on different platforms that allow you to reach your entire audience in the medium that they choose to preferably consume their content. So some people prefer videos, some people prefer images, some people prefer reading. That way you take the same amount of information and you maximize it, you get the most out of it, and you reach the entire audience you're looking to reach. So there's an article on Buffer.com. Buffer is a social media marketing app. It's a very well done business, and they have a great blog. This post in particular relates to what I'm just talking about. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Repurposing Content. So 12 ways to extend the life of every article you write. So it allows you to take, say, a blog post, for instance, and turn it into multiple pieces of content, make it last longer, and get the most traffic and customers out of it. So it's a great way to just repurpose stuff you've already done so you don't have to start from scratch every single time you want to get more customers. So I would definitely recommend reading that. Number 8, do retargeting ads. So retargeting ads, basically people come to your website, but usually they don't do anything the first time they find out about you. A lot of times people never come back. They will read one article or something and leave and forget about you and go somewhere else. That is definitely what you don't want to happen, especially if they're qualified potential customers. You want to maximize each visitor to your website. And the way you do that is not only do you collect emails, which I'll talk about here in a minute, but you also retarget using advertising. So if you've been to, let's say you've been to Amazon.com, you looked at t-shirts that they were selling, but you decided not to buy anything. So you might go to Facebook later and you'll notice a little ad in the bottom right corner that shows that exact t-shirt you were looking at from Amazon. And if you click that ad, it'll take you right back to the page where that t-shirt was for sale on Amazon. That's what retargeting ads are. They just take information that they gather from visitors, and when the visitor leaves without taking an action, they remind the visitor where they were so that they might come back. And so the more times people come to your site, the more likely they are to, become a subscriber, become a buyer, long-time customer, whatever. So there's a great article on Digital Marketer. Digital Marketer is one of the better go-to blogs for a couple of things, but advertising is their main strength, in my opinion, and remarketing is something they've done very well. They basically have it down to a science, and this article will teach you kind of the science of remarketing and retargeting using advertising. So check out this article, The Remarketing Grid, The Science of Ad Retargeting Audience Segmentation. It goes very much in depth about how retargeting works, how to go about it, how to structure your ads, and how to get the most out of each visitor to your site by making sure that you're never out of sight and out of mind. Number 9, you can split test everything. So what I mean by this is you should test every headline against other headlines. You should test every bit of copy against other forms of copy. You should test every subject of an ad with other subjects of ads. You should test book titles with other book titles. So somebody who's very good at testing before actually putting a business into motion is Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is the author of 3 New York Times bestsellers, A 4-Hour Workweek, 4-Hour Body, and 4-Hour Chef. He's very good at creating these viral products, these viral books and things like that, because he knows how to test. He knows that you need to test everything so that you can figure out what people are most interested in. And when you do that, you maximize your results and you ensure your success before you even start. So he has a great article on the 4hourworkweek.com, all spelled out, and it's called Google Website Optimizer Case Study, Daily Burn 20% Plus Improvement. So this is a article that was written a couple years back, but it still applies today because the concepts are evergreen. Their concepts are things that can always apply years and years into the future as well as right now. So he talks about how you'll notice that he tested, if you listen to Tim Ferriss's podcast or keep up with him, he talks about how he tested so many different forms of the 4-Hour Workweek book title, and he figured out exactly what would get the most people interested in the book before he actually named it. So instead of just guessing, he always tests things because he had to learn the hard way through doing business that that's what you do to succeed. So he goes through this very in-depth article on testing how much content to have on a page. He tests different headlines. He tests different images, where you test all kinds of different things, numbers behind it, and just how to go about testing. He knows a lot about testing. He gives great examples, but you need to read about how split testing works. You need to get some good tools for it, and you need to just always be split testing your headlines, your products, your sales pages and things like that to always know how to get the best numbers. Number 10, build an email list. Okay, so I mentioned this earlier. There's 2 main ways to get people to come back to your business once they've been on your website and left. So one way is through retargeting ads, and another way is collecting emails. So you give something to people, usually for free, in exchange for their email address, or you promote your latest blog posts and stuff. Don't miss the next article, tell us where to send it, and then you collect their email address. When you collect email addresses, you actually ensure that these people will see your latest blog post, your latest content, your sales promotions, all these types of things, because you're sending it straight to their email. And if they obviously you can make them actually confirm their email before they start getting any of the information. You can give them free resources, like also called lead magnets, where you say give them a free ebook or something in exchange for their email. There's a lot of different ways to get people to put in their email, but the basic point of it all is to keep customers coming back to your sales pages, keep customers coming back to your website, and constantly being exposed to your brand, because otherwise, out of sight, out of mind, you won't get anything done, because it takes people a few different times to actually make a buying decision. So GetResponse is one of the main tools I usually recommend for email marketing, just because I've used it a long time. I recommend it. They have pretty much everything you need, plus it's very affordable. There are other products on the market. There's MailChimp, there's Aweber, there's Infusionsoft. All have their strengths and weaknesses. GetResponse is one of the best overall, just for getting started with small business. It's very straightforward, and it has plenty of customization without getting too complicated. So I recommend them, and you have to collect emails if you have a website of any kind for any business. Number 11, create local business pages. So this basically means you create, say, a Google business page, you create a Bing business page, and when people search for local businesses, whether it's on a smartphone or their computer, the first things that come up, for instance in Google, are the pages. You'll see usually a map, and it'll show you the locations of businesses that fit your search, and they're around your area. So the top results are not blog posts, they're not websites, they're actually Google pages that you create for your business. So it's actually through Google that these business pages show up. So you have to create a Google page for it to do that. And then you have it to where people leave you reviews. The more good reviews you have and things like that, the better your traffic gets, because the higher you rank in search results when people in your area search for you. So this doesn't have to all be just local businesses. If you have, say, a business that's national or worldwide, you might not need a local business page, but you might create a business page just for Google Plus or something like that to help you get more traffic. But this is especially good for local business. Say if you have a restaurant, if you have a dry cleaning service or something, you need to have your business listed in as many business directories with as many business pages as possible. So go to HubSpot.com and look for the ultimate list, 50 online local business directories. So these directories, this is where your business needs to be if you want to be everywhere and get the most possible business without just relying solely on your website, which a website takes a long time to actually rank and get the most traffic out of it. So if you want to get results faster, you need to be in all these directories, and you need to maximize your exposure to your customers. So check out this article. It'll show you where to go to set up all these pages, and it will allow you to get the most traffic, get the most customers you possibly can. And there's actually 50 different ones. The next thing you need to do is find legal ways, of course, to increase reviews. So once you create these local business pages, or say you get reviews for your blog posts or your products, you need to be able to get reviews. You need to have real people leaving feedback so that other people can make buying decisions based on what other people say. Instead of just taking the business's word for it, many people are looking for reviews. They're looking for testimonials. Notice Amazon as an example. Amazon has tons of reviews. Usually the books with the most good reviews get the most purchases. So there's a great article here called at iAcquire, and it's about how to get more reviews without becoming an outlaw. Of course, you can't give money incentives or special treatment to people who leave reviews, because that's actually illegal. But there are ways to do this to where you can still get more views by, say, making it easier for them to leave one. Say you have a link on your site for them to leave a review, giving easy instructions for how to leave a review on your pages. Things like that can help you get more reviews just by making it easy without technically giving an incentive, which would be illegal. So just find legal ways to make it as easy as possible and as compelling as possible for people to leave reviews, but try not to give them any money or anything like that in return, because someone could come after your business. So read this article and it'll kind of tell you how to do that. Number 13, have a professional contact page. So obviously you want to look like you're a business that's been around a while. You want to look professional. You want to look like you're not run by just some amateur. So a contact page really tells a lot about your business. And one thing you can do is have different departments that can be contacted. So for instance, you go to entrepreneur.com, and if you want to create a good contact page that looks very professional, it looks like you're a big company with a lot of employees, then check out companies that already have that, like Entrepreneur. You can get some great tips by just checking out other people's contact pages. But as you can see here on this contact page, they have all different departments and all different email addresses where you email different specific departments. So usually small businesses that only have one person running it won't have all these departments, but you can make it look like you do by having, say a customer support email. You can have, say, a 1-800 number, and you can actually take these requests all yourself. You can hire people to do it. You can hire assistants, virtual assistants, or freelancers to take care of these inquiries. You can hire call centers to accept 1-800 numbers. You don't have to necessarily hire a bunch of employees just to have different departments and have a professional looking contact page. But this is something you can kind of model after. This is what a professional contact page looks like. You have different departments, different emails for each department. So not only does it help keep inquiries to your business organized, but it also makes you look professional. So how you choose to handle the inquiries is up to you, but having different departments, having multiple emails and telephone numbers will make you look good. Number 14 is you need to declutter and keep it simple. Now you might wonder how this is a marketing tactic, but hear me out. I'll give you an example of two huge companies you've heard of that took two different routes, and the level of success that one is having over the other is evident to how simplicity really helps. So take Google. You go to google.com, this is what you see. It's very straightforward. You are looking at the center of the page, you see that you're on Google, you see their logo, and then you have a box where you type in whatever it is you want to search for. They make money off ads, they make money off their products and all these things, but they center all your attention to one action in the middle of the page. So it's very clean, there's a lot of white space. They have a few different options in the menus above and below it, but most of that is just kind of on the side, and the main thing they want you to do is just use this box to search for something, and then the business really starts working. It's very simple, it's very easy to figure out what to do. Now you look at Yahoo. They have about 50 different things that you can do on just the home page, and you try to figure out, okay, what do they even want me to do? They want me to click ads, they want me to put in something in a search box, they have mail and Tumblr and Yahoo Answers, they have a place for me to sign in, they have trending topics, they have weather, they have blog posts on here, they have all these categories, you have a place where you can customize your homepage. They have too much clutter on one page, so you get overwhelmed, and a lot of times people will just leave when they're overwhelmed like that. So Google took the simple approach. They're the #1 website in the entire world in traffic. Yahoo took the cluttered approach. They're used to be pretty popular, but they're kind of fading, and their stockholders are probably pretty nervous about them right now because they've been losing money and they're not doing too great. So two different search engines, two different approaches. One gets a lot better results than the other, but you'll notice that Google keeps things very simple. They try to just get people to do one action on one page. They don't try to get you to do 500 different things on the same page. If you keep it simple, if you say, for instance, Digital Marketer kind of did something like this where they got rid of the sidebar just to make it to where you focus on the content, and then they have a place where you can, of course, subscribe to their email list. And they have multiple places where you subscribe to the same email list. So there's really just one action here. You read the content and you subscribe. and they got rid of all this clutter on the sides. There's a lot of white space, and it's very easy to focus your attention on where they want your attention. That's what you need to do. You need to declutter, get rid of all the crap on the sides, and figure out what is the one action you want people to take on this page. Number 15, watch analytics like a hawk. So you need to look at, say, Google Analytics. You can go to Google Analytics here and just create an account for free and use Google Analytics with your site to figure out where visitors are coming from, what kind of traffic you're targeting, how well is your pages converting, how to split test things, all that stuff. You need to watch analytics to figure out what you're doing that's working and what you're doing that's not working. This is something I preach all the time because this is how I found my success, is from watching analytics, finding patterns, and building on those patterns that worked. So always be watching your analytics, always be looking at the numbers. And last but not least, you need to automate as much as possible because you only have so much time during the day. Now, unless you want to take your small business and turn it into a giant corporation where you have thousands of employees, you can go that route if you're successful enough, but it's going to be a lot of headaches involved, a lot of late night work and things like that. So otherwise, you can use tools and things like that to automate as many of the processes as you can. So you can go to entrepreneur.com and read this article. It's got a lot of great automation tools for your small business. It's called 15 Tools to Create Automation in Your Small Business. Use these to automate social media, use these to automate different marketing processes, use these to automate email, automate all these different things so that you can free up more time to work on what's most important for your small business. So if you got something from this video, if you feel like you learned something, don't forget to like and subscribe so I can make more videos like this for you. If you thought there was something I left out of the video that you thought should have been included, or you want to just let me know what you thought about the video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to contact me directly, if you want to get more in-depth blog posts on this stuff, get courses, get some tools that I recommend to help you make this business take off and save you time, you can go to selfmadesuccess.com for all that stuff. And if you enjoyed the video, I'm glad. I hope you did. Let me know about it. And other than that, I hope you have a great day.